Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. Just over here by the sheep pasture and trying to pick up the last 4 pallets of wool that they created in the past 24 hours. See if I can grab these, kind of, maybe? Can't see how my pallet forks are aiming. There looks like they're a little bit too high. Can I get all 4 of them? That'd be great. Let's not hit the fence of the chicken pen and knock those off. Let's bring those on over. Although the spinnery has plenty of wool into it. Yeah, I think when winter comes and we sell the silage, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the spinnery. Although 4 pallets of wool always makes this telehandler a little bit front heavy. But it gets the job done. I was just walking around and just checking out some things here on the map itself. The oat field, I am thinking that we can get 1 more year on that entire field the way it is. Because since we harvest the oats rather early in the season, meaning July. Wait, is it June or July? That I didn't check. I already forgot. June or July? Is it June? Actually, it's July. Yeah. So, either way, I think we can get 1 more year on that field before we need the training facility. And if not, then we'll deal with it, you know, if we need it beforehand. It's not that big of a deal. All I'm really going to lose on it when I plant the oats next year is, you know, the seed and fertilizer. And that's about it. Alright, so that's been brought over. Telehandler, I don't need that for a while. It doesn't really need a charge, but we'll bring it on over. I think I'll even repair it as well. I wonder if you don't repair the electronic vehicles in FS22, does that make the battery wear, drain faster? I don't know. This is really the first electronic vehicle I've really used. I had a couple of them on Elm Creek when the game first came out, but I didn't really use them. I just got them to kind of fiddle around with them a little bit. I think I even had one that ran on methane as well. So it shouldn't be too expensive to repair this, I would think. Well, $1,000, so it's more than I thought it was going to be. And let's back this on up. But today we're starting the harvest of the sorghum. Start charging that up. It's going to cost us a couple bucks. So the sorghum harvest will begin. We're not going to do all the fields today. Just get a couple of them done so we have some feed to give to the horses. And of course the chickens if need be. And only one way out with a combine is this way right here. And we're going to get the small field done over here first. I'll try to stick to the roads. Well, unless I got to go around the big divot, which is here somewhere. I mean, there's a few of them, but we'll go around this way. And we will merge the once wheat field with the sorghum field. The next year we'll have wheat into it. So no straw off a sorghum field, which is fine. But after we get done harvesting the sorghum, we'll have a look around to see if any of the fields need lime, which we're going to get some done on the other side. But I don't know if this wheat field or the sorghum field might need to be plowed. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think the fields were at 98% yield rate, so that means they wouldn't need to be plowed. Still got one sunflower plant that made it through. I'll have to leave that there. We'll take care of it later on. Actually got a couple of them over here as well. But the horses are doing good. The chickens are doing good. The sheep are doing good. Sawmill, spinnery are all doing good. The farm is now really bringing the money, and we're repaying all the money that we spent to get where we are at. But we got more spending to do. Like I said, we're going to upgrade the spinnery in the winter time. And then, of course, next year we got to spend $100,000 to put down the training facility. And I think it's like 16 grand for the trailer that can transport trained horses. Now, I don't know how much we're going to get for trained horses. I don't know how it actually comes on out, because I tested them on ages ago. I mean, I could look at the price chart, but the price chart's not going to really tell me too much, really. because it's going to show what the horses are, you know, what we get per 1,000 liters, which doesn't quite make sense, right? But it will once we get the training facility down. We'll see what we get out of it. All I remember is the more expensive the horse is worth when you bring it to the training facility, the more liters you can get out of the horse. But we'll find that out in about a year's time. And the time will fly by rather quickly because, of course, December, January, and February, the only thing we really do is sell some material and keep up with the animals in factories. But it's converting the fields back over to be replanted. That takes some time. Harvesting doesn't take that much time up at all. I wonder if I can harvest the sorghum that's over here, because when I was planting this field, I went over here and it says you don't own this, but it allowed me to plant. Okay, so maybe it looks like it harvested. It harvested some of it. Okay. Best not ask questions, right? So not too bad. We bought that field and we got 2,000 liters off of it. Now we'll zip on over to the other side where all the sorghum is. I think I can sneak on down through here. Watch out for the post, the fencing. Almost made it. One thing I would like to see brought is a mod for physical damage. So like if you run into post, like I just did, it actually will damage the equipment more. I mean, I shouldn't say more, because it doesn't do it at all right now. I mean, I could run into a tree at 60 miles an hour with a header. It does absolutely nothing to it. But if a mod came out to where if you collide into things, it adds a percentage of damage to your equipment, which would mean more repair. Just add a little bit more realism to it. Of course, I know what some are going to say. Well, you complain about the repairs already. Yeah, because all you're really doing is just, you know, driving around using it in the field. It's not going to cost $10,000 to repair something just by harvesting a field. But if you run into a tree, that's going to really damage your equipment. So the repair bill on that, I could understand. I just think it just add a little bit more to it. Of course, we start talking about things I would like to see added to the game. That could be like a long list. So, but which is good. In a way, what it does is every time there's a new version of Farming Simulator, or when they start adding stuff, it keeps the excitement into the game. It's just like mods. If it wasn't for mods and modded maps, I probably wouldn't play this game as much as I do. Having a new map to go play on and just give you different scenery and try to find a way to add different challenges, to me, is always fun. I like challenges, but then a couple times I think I've maybe given myself challenges that were too difficult. That's the whole part. You got to challenge yourself. So we'll get this field harvested. We'll bring, actually, I think the Fiat over with the trailer. I usually use the Deutz, but over here, yeah, the Deutz can do it, but it's saying, you know, I could really use a brake after it, you know. I'm probably putting a little bit too much strain on that tractor to haul around 12,500 liters of grain. So we're going to get more grain this year than we did last year because we got the new field, which was 2 fields last year. We didn't own those. But we do have double the amount of horses, so we're going to go to the feed a little bit more in the horse stable. The good news is the way the farm is going, and we're, you know, slowly paying off the loan now. We're saving ourselves money on loan interest. So if it comes down to I need to buy feed for the animals, of course when I say the animals, it's going to be the chickens and the horses. The sheep are fine. We can do that, and it won't be that much that we have to buy. May have been last year we actually bought feed for the chickens, right? I think we bought $10,000 worth of wheat for the chickens. I just realized I just got about a full combine. And there we are. Kind of good spot for it. Let me go and turn that off. Let's teleport over to the Fiat. Is that... Wait, what's not repaired on this? I just repaired it. It might be... Are the forks that worn on it? I'll get that at another time. Alright, let's go get our trailer. Should be over here. It's where it belongs. At least Selendra seems to be a series where I tend to put the equipment back away where it belongs. Bigger series like Hinterland and East Vineland, sometimes... let me go out this way, actually. Sometimes I just leave stuff somewhere and I can't find it afterwards, or I just got maybe way too much equipment, and it's hard to keep track of everything. All those bales over there will be sold December. And of course, next time we cut the grass, there'll be time to make some hay for the sheep and the horses. I do need to get the stump grinder, the tree devourer, and go over there and cut up those stumps. And maybe cut down a few other trees. Oh, I mentioned it on... I think it was Hinterland I mentioned on. But I did do some looking up on our trees that we planted and are growing, spruce trees. I saw 2 different charts on 2 different websites, and they gave the same info. The spruce trees, it should grow up to be like 33 meters tall. But another thing they had on that chart was how many liters they give. And spruce trees are not actually the best option. The stone pines, which don't grow as tall as the spruce trees, but apparently they give much more wood per tree. So can I buy those here is the question. I checked on Hinterland and I could. It's going to be under pallets. And of course we're using our shovel. So there's the spruce trees. Those are the ones that we have been planting. But I need to plant... Are they here? Stone pine. So those are the ones I need to plant. Or I should be planting to get more for our dollar. It's maybe like 5,000 liters more per stone pine tree than a spruce tree. So that will definitely benefit us moving forward. Ooh, I probably... Well, if I need to. I'm just looking at the fuel for the combine. But I kind of forgot there for a second on this map. I don't have a fuel tank in the back of the farm. We have to go to the fuel station to fuel it up. One thing I will say about sorghum, depending on the light and the shadows, it can be a little bit difficult to see. Like in the shadow of that tree, well, at a lower level, it looks a little bit easier. What you have harvested and what you haven't. For some reason, I think last year we got like 30,000 liters of sorghum. I think we were just shy of 40. So fingers crossed this year we get it maybe near 50. Maybe stretching it. Because that's the field right to our left. That's new to the farm. So if I can get like 8,000 liters off that field, and then we got 2,000 liters off the first field we harvested, that'd be pretty close to 50. This field that we're in, we will be liming at some point. Before we plant next year, but we got a ways to go. We might actually be getting, because I've been talking about it enough, doing some firewood in the next couple of episodes, in one of the next few episodes, I think. Because after we get done harvesting these fields here, we can slowly convert them over for next year. But we'll have plenty of time to get into cutting up some firewood. One thing I will need to do today, also with the harvesting, is I got to get more trees over to the sawmill. So probably cut down a few more over by the sheep pasture. A couple trees a month will get us on by. And if we don't have enough, well, we'll start cutting down the spruce trees that we planted. But they got another growth stage to go. And when it comes down to making firewood, well, I haven't really picked out a spot yet where I want to go and cut down some trees. Of course, it's got to be on land that we own. Let's see, I'm already at 61%, so I'm not going to make it back around. So let's go ahead and unload into the trailer. While that's doing so, let's go ahead and look at the status of our new wheat field and sorghum field that we harvested this year. So neither field needs to be plowed, so that's good. Neither one requires lime, that's good. And yeah, so they're all set to go. So is our oat field, that's looking good. This field here, yeah, I think the entire field will need to be limed, so that will work out well. All right, we'll get another headland done, and that should fill up the trailer. Then we'll have to head back to the farm, dump that on into the silo. But I want to get this field finished today. A full trailer and, well, 70% full combine. And this field is all set and harvested, ready to be flipped. Now, with this field here, since I'm doing lime, with the sequence I can do with this field to make it a little bit easier on me, I can mulch this field and then fertilize it, then put lime down, and that way when I go to plant it next spring, it should take the second application of fertilizer when I plant, and then it'll be good to go. Good to go. And I can do that with any of the other fields that we have back here. If they need lime, we'll do the same sequence. But if it doesn't need lime, then I'll have to fertilize it before I mulch it. And then it'll take the second application of fertilizer when we plant. Turn that off here. Are these stone pine trees right here? No, those are just pine. I guess I really don't know what stone pine looks like. I thought I did. Well, we'll have to get some stone pine trees and plant those so they can start growing. The one thing the chart did not show was how long it takes to grow, but I think when they were talking about the trees, they both said all trees take, they said about 2 years to grow, so that's kind of, I don't know if it's different growth stages for different species of trees, or is it just like a vague number that, I think we'll just go on 2 years, because that's what someone else said when I planted the spruce trees down, that it would take 2 years for them to grow. I've been really enjoying playing on this map. It's just, it's kind of like a refresher. Instead of playing on big maps all the time, it's been kind of enjoyable just to come here, do some small farming. But small farming doesn't mean I don't have enough work to do. We got plenty of work to do here. But not so much work that I need to hire workers. And that's a good thing, in a sense. Just mixes up the way I've been doing farming in Farming Simulator for quite a while. Oh, I was looking, when I was harvesting there for a second, I did a quick look at the horses Because I wanted to see, like, well, if they need feed, when I come on back, I'll go ahead and give them some feed. They really don't need grain, but the one thing they do need is some hay. So let's go over and grab a hay bale and bring them on over to them. And then, since I'm in the telehandler, we'll go ahead and we'll go cut down a couple of trees and bring them on over to the sawmill. Bouncy, bouncy. And we should be fine on hay for a little bit. At least until we get the hay cut again in, I think I said October? August, September, October. Yeah, October seems about right. Let me get rid of the small bale first. Of course, now we're making all of our bales 150. That way I don't keep getting mixed up with wrapping up bales. I do believe, did I keep the silage fork? Or manure grab, whatever it's called. I think I kept that. So we'll go cut down some trees and grab it with that and bring it on over. People have been giving suggestions on how to bring the trees on over, and I do appreciate them, but, you know, I'm just trying out different things and maybe showing off a couple of ways that people have not seen or thought about before. Of course, we do have a yarder already, and I use the yarder for that situation that we're in on the front side, and it worked okay, but not the greatest. So yeah, we are all set for base food and hay on them. And they got plenty of straw as well. Oh, I was wondering, what's the reproduction rate on these horses again? Oh, I can't do it from here. I got to do it from in here. Okay, so they're already a quarter of the way to reproducing. Alright, not a big deal. I still think I'll go forward with my plan to plant oats in that field next year. And we'll just wait until harvest time. We'll get the field harvested. Then we'll put down... Well, I can always put down the training facility. I just won't have the road going to there. Got some grass line there. And that's the one thing I always liked about the Seasons mod in 19. If you had it activated, if you like had little patches of grass, hay, or whatever left on a field somewhere, little pieces here and there, they would decompose and disappear. Do I have that log wrap? I do have it. Where, guys, where did I put it? I guess I'll have to go to the map and see if I can figure it out. Let's see here. A whole bunch of implements here. No. It's right in front of me. Oh, yeah, it's right there. I saw it. Just want to see if you guys were paying attention. Now I'm going to put the pallet forks here, and I'll forget that they're there. I mean, this is the obvious place to leave it, because that's where I was bringing the logs to. Yeah, but this seemed to be working a lot better than the log grab for the telehandler. It's only been a thing for about 6 years that this works better. Oh, someone did mention that when we do go ahead and put the road on through here, maybe I could put a shed down over here, which isn't a bad idea. The question is, do I have the room to do so? And honestly, we probably do. The thing is, what would I mean, I got stuff I could definitely store over here. It would just be a little bit out of place. So, I mean, you know, the harvester seems to be good where it's at. Maybe I can store, like, the hay bales over here. Hay and straw bales. Maybe I can put that shed on down. I mean, everything else seems to be relatively in a decent spot. Alright, let's go ahead and... Now, these trees I did not plant. So this is what gets me. These are the ones that were, come with the map. We haven't cut these down. We haven't planted them. And they only reach 25.5, which is the same as our spruce trees over there. But according to two different charts I saw, they can grow up to be 32 or 33 meters tall. So we'll just go ahead and cut this one on down here. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll cut down... I think we'll cut down 3 of them. And maybe as I go along here, maybe... Yeah, I think when we do the firewood, which we will do, we'll try it again. We'll get rid of all these trees here. The ones I didn't plant. And we'll go ahead and put the stone pine here. So that's just a regular old pine tree. Now let's go ahead and get rid of these limbs. Don't know if I'm getting them or not because I got 2 trees right on top of one another. Which is hard to get rid of the limbs that way, but... And going from the tip of the tree down to the base never really works out that well, but ooh, today it's working really good. Yeah. So always where the trees cross. If you got trees on top of one another, it's kind of understandable that the game has a hard time trying to figure out what you're trying to cut because the 2 triggers are so close to one another. Well, that did a horrible job. Or I should say, I did a horrible job. I've cut down numerous trees in my life, and I wish delimbing a tree was this easy. And sometimes I wish they would disappear. There we go. Alright, now let's just cut them in half. Did I cut it in half or not? There we go. For some reason, the manure grab always gets under the log. Now, the one thing I think I'll try today, just because for fun and giggles. Fun and giggles? Yeah, I said that. Let's see if I can grab a second log. Which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. The question is, can the telehandler handle that much? Open up the grab. Slide under. I had it there for a second. Okay, so I made the first one look real easy. Now this one here, make sure I'm down all the way. Point the forks down to get underneath it. Ooh, this one is... Alright, so I'll probably have to do it the way I did it with the log grab. But we got one. When I do this, now I know how a dog feels when it's running through the woods carrying a stick. You gotta make sure that either end doesn't hit another tree, because that could hurt. Yeah, so before, we set up the yarder here, and we dragged all the trees to here, and then did it, bringing the logs in by setting the yarder up kind of where it is now. Am I going to get around that? Nope, we're hitting it. And you're probably saying to yourself, you still haven't moved the yarder to get the logs in. No, I haven't. So... triggers should be here. There we go. Just about double the amount of wood that we have in the sawmill. So these 3 trees should, get us by for the next couple months. I almost forgot. How much is it to lease that wood splitter? If I were to lease it, it's 8,000. It's only 2,000? That was 8,000. So maybe I didn't make it, you know, I'm trying to remember now. Okay, that was 8,000. It's only 2,000. All I remember last time is that when we sold the wood, we made just enough profit on 2 trees. And I lost a lot of wood because the way I was splitting it. Only 2,000 lease it. Alright, so that's a lot better than 8,000. Which I don't care, as long as I made a lot of money on it, I'd be fine. Alright, now I'm going to try. I couldn't pick this up before, but I'm going to try to grab all 3 tops of the trees that we cut down. So we'll just drag this. Kind of push them together, I hope. Kind of do it like this. Lean it back. And hopefully all 3 are technically on the prongs when I open this up. They will roll, but they're not rolling, so... Well, they're all on the prongs, so how about if I just... Well, I'm trying to shake them on there. There they go. Nope, need to go backwards with it. Yeah, at least with my experience now in the last few episodes of doing this with the log grab and the manure fork, I prefer the manure fork still. Alright, let's see if we can pick up 2 of these bad boys down here. The tops of the trees don't weigh that much, but the bases do. Well, it's kind of weird how now it just wants to stick to the manure fork. Just trying to get the center of gravity where I think it should be. I wonder if I just go up to the stump, will that keep it there in order for my prongs to get underneath? Yeah, I don't think I got the center of gravity not anywhere near where it should be. And I'm not sure one of those logs... Yeah, that's not looking right. We'll bring it with us. Can I lift that off the ground? Yeah, I'm not really sure. This could cause some issues here. I might go flying in the telehandler, so be prepared for that. With the log clipping through the manure fork like that. I don't think I'll get through the fence. Although the log may ramp up the fence and go up and over. But we got 6,000 liters currently in the sawmill, and this should definitely add to the total by quite a bit. See if I get it just to ramp up the fence. I was going to say, like, perfect, but that's not anywhere near perfect. Now the other log is doing the same thing. Let's try not to tip over the yarder. Squeeze this in here like this. Drop this on down. Like a professional. And there we go. 8,200 liters. So that can easily get us to next month. And we'll just park that right here. Alright, so now I don't have to worry about the sawmill now. At least until late September. Late in the next day. Make sure that's good to go. I'm going to hop back into the Fiat. We're going to jump back on over to the sorghum fields. I'm going to empty out the combine. And then we'll get the smaller of the fields, the new potato fields, I guess we can call them, for now still. We'll get those harvested, empty out the combine completely, then I'll probably have to bring the combine over and top off with some fuel. And I think that's where we may wrap up the episode. So emptying out the combine, I can kind of see what I'm going to get off these two fields. Might be more than what I'm thinking I'm going to get. Which I think it's going to be, which is just great. I was thinking maybe a combine and a half. Which would put me right around 12,000 liters. But as always, the more the merrier.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold.
Approaching 10,000 liters off this field. Already put 6,000 into the trailer. And now with that 4,000 there, that makes 10,000 liters. But now this field will be done. I don't think this field will require any lime at all. If I remember when we bought the fields, one of the fields had lime on it. But the other half, I think the half to our left, that field was just plowed. But I don't know last time that the other farmer put lime down. But if it needs it, we'll take care of it along with the field to our right that we just harvested. I just don't want all the fields to require lime in the same year. I like to be able to spread out that type of work from each year to each year. But of course, if the fields need them, it needs it. Should be able to squeeze the rest of this into the combine, but it's not going to go all into the trailer, I don't think. And I'm wondering if I can get the harvest all done over here before I run out of fuel. See how far I can get. I might get one of the fields harvested in between episodes, but I'll make sure to get at the beginning of the next episode the other field that I didn't do. And that'll be the finishing up of the harvesting. Be careful not to go on my crops there. While that's unloading, have a quick look at these fields over here. The little strip in between, that is where we merge the fields together. So I'm not too concerned about that right now. Okay, it's going more into the trailer than I thought it would. Turn that engine off and jump on out. So our second trailer, so that gets us right around 25,000 liters of sorghum brought into the silo already. Now if I can just get that much off the next two fields combined, that would be great. Although I am thinking that's still not going to be enough to feed the animals. Like I said, if it isn't, then we'll just have to buy some feed. We'll see how it goes. Just got to see how it plays on out. If need be, like I said, we can always buy some more fields. Like these two right here wouldn't be bad. I can merge these two together and put like wheat in that. And that way, you know, we can feed the chickens wheat instead of sorghum and save the sorghum for the horses alone. Dump that on in. And we'll take a little bit of a screenshot there, because I haven't taken one yet, so in case I forget, at least I'll have one to go in the books. Yeah, so how are we doing on our storage here, our stock? Yeah, so 28,000. Of course, we do have 20,000 liters of oats. That will be for the training facility. Because once again, the training facility does not take sorghum. They'll require oats and hay only in the other training facility. So, one of you lucky ones will be going to the training facility maybe sometime next year. Kind of weird that horse helper is, you know, riding our horses. You know, but they're always like 90% clean. I think what I'll have to do is, before I bring the horses over to the training facility, I'll probably clean them. I don't know if that brings up their value at all. But they're all good. And we're getting to be all good here. Definitely all good. So I think we got a plan for the rest of the year. Like I said, I think we'll give the wood splitter another try by cutting down the trees over by the sheep pasture. We'll cut those on down and try to make some good firewood from the hints that a few of you gave me last time I used it. Some little tips. I think I'll use the manure grab to load the logs into the wood splitter. Trying to use the auto loader on there, that was kind of finicky. But then again, we were doing some of just the pine trees, not the stone pine, but the pine trees. And the diameter of those trees are kind of narrow. I think the spruce trees are fat enough to where it may be able to pick it up. But we'll see how it goes. And it's been a while since I used a wood splitter, so I think it'll be kind of fun and we'll make a good amount of money from it. But first thing we got to do is finish up the harvest first. And maybe even this month we'll buy some of the stone pine trees and we'll start planting those somewhere. Maybe right where the sheep are. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.